class was pretty fun. We had a teacher that we've had like 3 or 4 times at this point. So like she knows us on like a relatively decent scale, considering like
as a student.
Anyone's had the same teacher a few times, you know what it's like. Anyways, she was pretty chill. Like she was good to us too. Like she would always give us decent marks. I never had issues with this teacher. She was kind of annoying sometimes because she was a little overzealous because she thought we liked our classes, but but like
she thought we enjoyed our time.
Yeah,
she wanted to be here.
She thought we were having fun sometimes, but like we were having fun because we were having fun together. It had nothing to do with what was going on in the class. Half the time we're not even listening.
Yeah, she's talking, you guys start laughing. She just feels better about it.
Yeah, she says something that just times up with our laughter. Like, yeah, it had nothing to do with that. Anyways, so this particular class, me and Nico had like this inside joke that I don't even know why it was funny, but basically anytime we heard the song, like everyone knows like Rick Rolling, like Rick Astley, never gonna give you up, that shit. Anyways, for us it was like Jeremy by Pearl Jam, Jeremy spoken yesterday, and like anytime that song came up, we would fucking just start pissing ourselves laughing. And it's not even like a funny song, it's actually it's a pretty fucked up song if you think about the lyrics.
Isn't it like a guy dying or something?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he like kills people or something. I don't know. Anyway,
a little murder.
For whatever reason, we just thought it was so funny, and it just became like a thing where, you know, we would just like leave notes for each other, and it'd be like the lyrics to the song or something. Or like one time I'm like in the class, I'm like writing on the desk, and I'm just like writing, and I'm like not paying attention, and I move my hand, and Nico like looks to see what I'm doing, and he realizes I wrote the song on the desk. And so it was just stupid shit like that nobody else would find funny, but we were dying. And so Nico was just pissing himself laughing, and once we start going, like, we just keep ourselves going. Like, the moment one person stops, the other person breaks. The moment they stop, the next person breaks. Like, it was such a constant thing. And I remember we're having this one day, we're having a fit, and we're sitting in the front of the class, and I'm literally like, dude, like, we need to stop. And we're just still laughing. And then I remember I looked up, and I was like, oh my God. I'm looking at the fucking projector, and I'm like, we're literally talking about rape and genocide in class. And we're sitting here and we're fucking dying on the thing. And I'm so embarrassed on how fucking stupid we are. I can't.
Front row right now?
Yeah. I can't stop laughing. And now that I've acknowledged what we're talking about and Nico sees it too, he's even laughing even more. He's like, it's just is too much. They're talking about the worst things you could talk about. That's what we're talking about. And we're sitting there.
Jeremy's rolling.
That's what we're doing. We're not even listening there. We're just doing the same fucking stupid joke over and over again. God. And we can't stop laughing. And like, there's been like, at this point too in the class, there's more than one time where she's like talking, and then she kind of like looks at us, and like we like stop for a second, and she like goes back to what she's doing. That happened like a few times. And then she's like, one time she even like called us. She's like, "You guys okay?" And we're just like, yeah, we're good. And then finally there was one time where we just burst again, and it was just, she's like, she's like, Dustin, do you need to go outside? And I'm like, no. And like 2 seconds later, Dustin, can you go outside for a second? And I'm just like, I'm walking out, and I'm like so embarrassed. And then I'm like, then I start laughing. I'm like, did I just get kicked out of class in university? Oh my God. I haven't been kicked out of class since, like, middle school. This is so embarrassing. Like,
you're such a fucking child.
Honestly, like,
how much money did I just pay to get kicked out of class?
Like, who gets kicked out of class? That's so embarrassing. That's like, and that's like, it wasn't even like, oh my God, I got kicked out of class. It was like, oh my God, I can't believe I got kicked out of class.
I'm in my 20s.
What a loser. I was so embarrassed. And then
my God.
So now I'm standing in the hallway, and I'm just like, I'm just laughing at the situation now. I'm like, I'm my 20s.
Trash. You're garbage.
I'm in my 20s. And I just got kicked out of class.
I'm sitting here in a red and white tracksuit.
Yeah,
I know you were.
Visibly on the football team. I I'm still laughing about this Jeremy joke for whatever fucking reason, which isn't funny. I know it's not funny. That's why I'm laughing more, because it's so stupid. I'm like, what is my life at this moment?
Yeah.
Like, I was laughing at rape and genocide in class. Obviously, this is fucked up. Like, the more I piled on the circumstances, the more I'm laughing about how embarrassing I am.
You're like, maybe I should have stopped after 4 years. Maybe I should have called it a career. Maybe.
I was just like, Dustin, like, this is so bad. Anyways, I'm having a hard time not laughing for, like, the rest of the class, or, like, for, like, the next, like, 15 minutes outside.
Why don't you just leave? Why don't you just take
Well, I left all my stuff. Like,
Well, why would you?
I left all my stuff because I was intending to, like, compose myself and go back in.
You can't
So
recover.
I couldn't leave.
There was no recovery after laughing at rape and genocide
Well,
so much the teacher has something to say.
Eventually, she, like, comes
Paid
out.
for that seat.
Eventually, she comes out and she's like, she's like, Dustin, she's like, what's going on? Are you okay? Like, am I doing something that's, like, embarrassing or something? I don't know. Like, what's so funny? Like, she's so confused. She thinks that she did something stupid,
Yeah.
and we're laughing at her and no one else is saying anything and we're just laughing.
Oh, and
That's what she thought was going on. And I was like, honestly, miss, like, I'm so sorry. That was so disrespectful. Like, it has nothing to do with you. You're doing, a great job.
I assume.
We're just, me and Nico, we live together. We can't stop laughing about something that happened today, and we're just having a hard time at the moment, and I'm really sorry, because this was really rude. I'm trying to be accountable for my actions and be an adult, because I obviously wasn't for the last 2 hours.
Class, so I gotta really step up the game here.
Yeah, also, I know I'm probably gonna have to see her in another class. I'm not trying to burn bridges, bro. Like, that's a thing. Anyways, she's like, you guys live together. She's like, then why do you sit together? Don't you see each other enough? And we're like, I mean, yeah. She's like, well, why don't you just sit somewhere else then? And I'm like, maybe that's a good idea. I think you're right. We should probably just sit separately. And so she's like, why don't you come back in, go sit somewhere else, and we'll move on. And I'm like, wow, she's really nice. I'm an asshole, and she was amazingly nice to me.
And you know how insecure she must have been feeling that entire time? Like, in her head, she's like, do I have something on my legs? Like, am I sweating?
Yeah.
What's going on here? Why are they laughing at me? This is so embarrassing.
Right? And they're pissing themselves laughing. It wasn't even, and we're in the front row. Like, it's so obvious. None of this was low key. That's the worst part. Nothing's low key.
She's like, they don't even have anything in their hands.
At least in the film class, I could tell when we were being noticeable, because everyone would, like, turn around, or, like, one person here or there would, like, turn around and notice us when someone would notice us. But in this class, we're sitting in the front row. How many people were just like, what are they doing? Like,
what is going on?
Like, what's on the screen? There's laughing? Like, what? Like, we looked so stupid.
Oh, that's so bad.
Obviously, I got up and I moved somewhere else, and we got through the rest of the day, and it never happened again, but that was tough.
Should never have happened one time.
It was pretty tough. I remember I had this lady for another class, too, and I can't remember what this class was about. Obviously, it wasn't important. But,
I'm sorry that you had to pay for this guy to go to school. You're the best moms ever.
I got a loan, I got a student loan.
I know.
From the government of Canada, so I
know, but they helped you for that. I know. I was just saying, whatever you did to help him get there, do all this, I'm sorry for how he treated you.
Anyway,
this is like you were at Rundle. You treated university like Rundle. You were just hanging out with the boys.
So